What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another auction reveal. We're with Troy, Chuck, Ben, and your host, Gavin.
What's
Thank
up,
you.
everyone?
What's up, Gavin?
Another day. Hopefully we get a nice another, great 10 polls. 10 deliveries. I think we've been pretty hot the past 2 weeks. So let's see if we can keep the ball rolling here. Let's get some fun auctions this week.
Look at those avatars on the screen. Wow. I love it.
Let's see how fast Colby goes this weekend.
Yeah, he was
Who's
lost.
driving the van this week?
I'm pretty sure Ben went and loaded up the horses from the auction ring.
Yeah, I went in myself. So we doing, boys?
There's rumors going around that Chuck and Troy are training for Ironman later this year.
Yeah.
So are you
I'm
gonna run
training.
individually, or are they gonna,
I'm training to get a new foot.
Troy's gonna do the biking and then hand it off like a tag team to Chuck, and he'll do the swimming.
Yeah, I'm like Michael Phelps Jr.
Chuck was literally trying on speedos today, just to.
That's right. That's right. I look spectacular and for a 300-pound man. Is he on the right road?
he is.
Okay. How'd the sales go last week, guys?
We're pretty good. Yeah, we're very good. Go over to the auction house channel. Looks like
What did the Kinnon's Joy go for again?
Almost 1,000. 960.
You didn't buy it, Troy?
looks like this poo corner was the highlight.
I really would have, but I kind of felt guilty buying it after I chirped it up so much.
I think 960 is a bargain for that horse.
I will tell you 100%. That is a really nice filling.
Someone got a really nice buy.
Tell you, we had a nice colt born the other day on the Factor out of our mare Blue Whale.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
$20, it's audible.
Liam's map.
Outwork.
That worked.
Close. Take us away, Chuck.
Well, Outwork he's done well.
Mike
And
Rapoli owned, and he owned him.
yeah, I mean he's Uncle
He
Mo
bred the horse. Yeah.
stallion. That's Uncle Mo. Obviously, has got the leading Kentucky Derby horse, Arabian Night. So it's always a valuable line, and this colt has got a ton of pedigree. His dam has done nothing but produce good horses. He's a half to Brigand, who's won a bunch of stake races. Was second to Jerome, Sky Music, who's a stake winner in New York. The second dam, again, it's got tons of black type, and it's a New York bred. So you get the regional aspect here. You get all those restricted New York bred races to shoot for, and with a nice Kentucky stallion that's producing winners.
Tell you what, this is a really nice pedigree. Like, this is the pedigree that you look, and if this horse was born with a different name attached to it, because this is unfortunately one of those scenarios where Outwork isn't the hot stallion. It's question how much longer he'll be in New York. I mean, in Kentucky, even though his horses are still producing great winning horses. But if this horse was again a flatter or another stallion, this horse would have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But this is a solid pedigree. Give me 1 second. I want to see. Silence, please. I want to see when what Quiet American is one of the best broodmare stallions in the game. So here in 2009, that horse Bergan, Chuck and everybody, we were saying that if it was a flatter, how much this horse would sell for. That horse sold at the sale for $925,000.
Yeah, there's the New York bred as well.
Yep. And then you go ahead and the Sky Music, he was sold for $140,000. You go down to Super Saver, who's isn't the hottest stallion either. Horse called Trumpet in 2016, sold for $60,000. Next horse, Honor Code, $80,000. That horse made $73,000. These horses aren't even in the pedigree because how strong this pedigree is. So also just to go give you a little insight why this horse probably didn't sell for a lot is the mare was having trouble keeping horses. She is old. She's 22 years old. So sometimes the older the broodmare, the people start losing confidence in the quality of the horse. But in 2019, unfortunately, she was barren. 20, the mare aborted. 22, same thing. 23. So unfortunately, the mare is just getting old. But this is again, this pedigree is a couple of $100,000. This is a discount right here. And like you said, Chuck, a New York bred, this is a great horse to have.
Yeah, the New York bred program is year round and it's strong. So
yeah,
it's a good
it's
prospect.
a nice horse, fellas. Oh, now we talk about the factor because I just had one 2 nights ago. So talking about the factor, if you go ahead and you look, I do believe him and Frosted are in the last quarter of last year, the not stake wins, but the most wins period in that period. The factor really started getting hot again. So, matter of fact, the horse Provost, the 2017 Street Horse, sold for $210,000, and then the Taylor's Tourist, who was the year after that, sold for $65,000. This horse definitely has a nice pedigree.
Yeah, it goes back. That's a Phipps family.
Yeah.
Duty Dance was Ogden Phipps that was shug trained. Obviously, Cromwell. Rapping was a Phipps horse that just broke her maiden, but there's a lot of depth in all those families, and the factors is heated up again. I mean, he was hot, then he kind of cooled off, but he's had a lot of winners, and his horses are selling good. They're winning a lot, and this horse is a pretty good horse.
Yeah, and what's nice is the factors can go on dirt and turf. They can sprint and they can go long. So you have a lot of diversification with this horse. So they come early too. So this is nice. I tell you, guys, these are, the first 2 horses are very valued horses. And you can pick them up cheap, and you're going to get a lot of value for these guys. So.
All right, number 3.
Oh, you're talking about the Oro,
Aura.
which was the ranked number 2 freshman sire of the year last year. Half brother to again Global Campaign, who's another stallion, and and then you got Stiletto Boy, who has made over $1 million.
Yeah, Bolt de Oro had another stakes winner Saturday at Gulfstream.
Yeah.
The Todd Pletcher horse that won the Kitten's Joy on the turf. This is obviously with Stiletto Boy in the second dam. Stiletto Boy just finished third in the Pegasus World Cup 2 weeks ago. So it's out of a mare who won sprinting, who had 12 wins in her career, made through over $300,000, and this is one of the there's not a lot of foals out there, so she hasn't really gotten much of a chance to show what she can do. But obviously there's quality in the family, and Bolt de Oro's have been. I mean, he's been off the charts good.
Yeah, this is a real young pedigree with some really, like you said, anytime you can get to the second dam, and see a horse that's graded stake winner. By the way, guys, just so you know, this horse, we have no sales price, but this horse was sold for $195,000 in the Fassic yearling sale this year. So you might want to update that, but it was $195,000 purchase. And when this horse was bred, Bolt de Oro was a $20,000 stallion. So they paid 10 times the stallion fee. That's usually a very, very good sign. So
yeah, I can't express that I'm higher on Bolt de Oro as a stallion prospect moving forward than just about anybody else out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny, we're talking about Medaglia d'Oro today. Medaglia d'Oro, who's the sire of Bolt de Oro, is 24 years old. And most stallions by that time are they've been pensioned. They're not even working anymore. He's not only still working, his fee is $100,000, and he had 2 Grade 1 winners 2 weeks ago, which on the same day, with Art Collector and won the Pegasus, and a horse named Golden 60 won Grade 1 in Hong Kong on the same day. So not many stallions get 2 Grade 1 winners on one day, but there sure isn't a whole lot of 24-year-old stallions that do.
Yeah, and don't forget, Chuck, too, when he was 22, he was getting 200,000, and I believe he was at one time, could have been $500,000 stallion. But I know when he was 2021, he was getting still 200,000. A matter of fact, I'm breeding one of my brood mares to him this year.
Yeah, he's been great, and I think Bolt de Oro is really going to carry the Medaglia d'Oro line.
Yeah.
Because he's shown that he can get all kinds of horses, and they're precocious. They win early, and they keep winning. The further the distance go, they don't seem to be dropping off. They seem to be getting better. So I think Bolt de Oro is going to be one of the top stallions moving forward.
Yeah, and just like his daddy, I'm sure there'll be a tremendous amount of value as a broodmare line also.
Yeah, as well. That's absolutely true.
Let's see what else we got.
Great.
Here's again one of those stallions, Gervin, who everyone, he turned out to be a Florida stallion, no big deal. And then all of a sudden he had like 80% of his horses win first time out as like 2-year-olds. It was like insane. And I know they sold him back to Kentucky, and they raised the stud fee from 5,000, I think 20 or 25,000 first year in Kentucky.
Yeah, and apparently you can't even get to him.
No.
He had another stake winner this weekend as well in California. filly won the sprint stakes. The Baffert trains. I think she was a $700,000 horse, a Gervin. But he's his horses are. He was very precocious, and sometimes when stallions come out early and they win a lot of early races, when the horses get to start running the longer distances, they don't do as well. But Gervin, who was really better going long, his horses are still running. So he looks like he's going to be a stallion that proved himself early. And this filly here, or this colt here, excuse me, doesn't have a lot of fancy pedigree, but the dam is at a Lemon Drop Kid. King Mambo line has been a very good broodmare influence. So this is only her second foal. I wouldn't be surprised if this colt turned out to be a nice horse.
Yeah, a matter of fact, has an older full sister called Stariata, and then they kept with the New York line of Freud, and then there's a 22 and then bred to 23. So again, this is just a really young pedigree with a Kentucky stallion now racing in New York that has really proven himself that the pedigree works. So
yeah, and with Gervin standing in Florida first year, the first couple years, you're not going to have a lot of competition in the New York bred program with other people having Gervins. This will be a unique situation. There probably aren't very many other Gervins that are New York breds, so that's something to think about as well.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. You said that too, right? Because a lot of these Gervins were Florida breds racing in Kentucky against Kentucky horses and knocking the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Now
right.
you have a let's just again say a Kentucky stallion that is very, very hot, and now racing in New York. So, and as a New York stallion, he's got a huge advantage right there.
Yeah, this is another good prospect. This has been a strong group so far.
Yeah, let's see what else.
As we would say, sneaky good.
All right. Number 5. Take Charge Indy.
Take Charge Indy.
This is a filly that's got a lot of pedigree. The first dam has a graded stakes winner, right in the first the half brother to this filly, sudden breaking news who won the Southwest, which Arabian Night just won 2 weeks ago. So that's a big race. The horse was second in the Arkansas Derby as well. I mean, these are major races. Those aren't it's not cheap black type. And when you go down to the second dam, obviously there's plenty of good black type as well, especially Composure, who was a grade 1 winner, won the Santa Anita Oaks, was one of the top fillies as a 3-year-old filly in her class. So tons of pedigree, and Take Charge Indy's he's gotten quite a few good horses. He just never really got a Derby.
Don't forget he left, right? They sold him.
He went to
they brought him back. But what's amazing too, Chuck, is again, Sudden Break News is by Mineshaft, who's an APND, right? And Take Charge Indy is an APND. So they bred it right back on this line. Guys, also I just want to let you know that this horse sold for $82,000 in the Fasig-Tipton yearling sale in October. So I know we have it down that it didn't go through a sale, but this horse sold for $82,000. Now, just again, Take Charge in these stallion fees, maybe 10 or 12.5. So they're paying 8 times the stallion fee. Again, that's a really big parameter. But also, just to give you some ideas, Sun and Breaking News, who made 760,000. He was only a $72,000 purchase. But then they have a half sister out of Bernardini that came along. That horse sold for 350,000. And then the older sister to this Take Charge Indy is a horse called Slow Dial. And that horse sold for 200,000 in the preferred New York sale. So again, this is a pedigree that people are really counting on to hit, and they're paying for these horses. So this is a May foal with Take Charge Indy paying $82,000 for in the sale. This horse had to be a really good looking horse. And Chuck, one of the things that you left off, don't forget, is just talking about pedigree. You look at the second dam, who produced a horse called what is it, Penwith, and then you go straight down the line, and she produced, she was the dam of Shared Sense, who made 500,000. It was a great, Indiana Derby winner. So again, this is really, really deep pedigree. You got Ready Set, who's a touch gold, made 800,000, was the West Virginia Derby winner there. This family has produced a lot of good horses.
Yeah,
And they went back to
family.
the AP Indy line. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised that that she brought, in the '80s, and being a half sister to a horse that won Derby preps, that means something. I mean, those are the type of races people like to win, and those are big money races as well. So,
Yep.
it's a promising pedigree, that's for sure.
Yep. Next up, what is this? Number 5?
Number 6.
6. Nice.
Catholic Boy.
Catholic Boy.
Yeah, Catholic Boy, his first crop will be racing this year.
Yeah.
So he's debuting with the Silks horses. So his first runners will be this year. He was an interesting racehorse in that he handled the dirt and the turf pretty much equally well. He won the Belmont Derby, which is a high class turf race for 3-year-olds. But he also won the Travers on the dirt. So he was able to do both, and he was a winner, a graded winner at 2, 3, and 4. Just a really solid race record by More Than Ready, who's been a great sire for a long time, who unfortunately passed away last year. He's out of a young dam who's only had a couple foals. Obviously, you see there's a big winner in the second dam, and all the other all the other dam show graded stakes type horses. So he's got a deep pedigree, and it's a lot of turf on this horse's dam side. Even going way back to Aaron's Isle, who was a really top horse. Bobby Frankel trained him in the U.S. But a lot of grass on the bottom side. But the Catholic Boy, he was a really good racehorse, and there's no pigeonholing into thinking he's going to be a turf horse or he's going to be a dirt horse. He was really one of the rare horses who was good on everything. So it'd be interesting to see how his horses come out running. But this is and was sold for $50,000. So I mean, it's a filly that has a lot of upside.
Yeah, and again, you talk about sneaky pedigree, right? The second dam produced a sire, and the fourth dam produced a sire, right? So you got a pedigree that has 2 sires, both in Ireland. Again, both on the turf. So it's just showing a little bit, like you said, on the dam side, that there is a lot of turf. Which, man, there's a lot of races in the United States now on the turf. It's something like 48% of the races are on turf.
More and more.
Yeah. So, this filly could do a lot of damage, on the turf and probably in the synthetic too, just in case if she doesn't handle the dirt. So,
Yeah. Great
there's,
point.
yeah. So there's a lot of options for her. And again, unnamed stallion or unknown stallion. He's not one of those stallions that people are diving for and to spend $50,000. Again, to me, that just proves that this horse had to be a very good looking horse.
Still number 7.
Lucky number 7. Justify.
Oh, you called it there, little Matt. What do you had inside information?
Yeah,
Mhm.
what's going on there?
I felt it. I felt it.
See what we got.
Well, Justify, whose foals came out running, and no one was really projecting them to be really strong 2-year-olds, but they were. So as 3-year-olds, they should get even better. And his sales record has been strong. The horses have been racing well. And this is the filly that's out of a stake winner. That goes back to a really, her third dam is really strong. There's all kinds of black type in there. But Justify itself is going to attract a lot of attention, and this horse sold well, with a 280,000. So the looks are there.
And it sold to Hidden Brook in their in the syndicate race division. So it definitely looks like they're racing. Funny that we said, Medaglia, Dororo, they came back and bred this broodmare to him, and then they bred him to Street Sense. So,
Wow.
they keep on spending money. What they're also doing is they're going through 3 different lines of breeding to see which one's the best fit for this horse. But they're really counting on this broodmare to hit, and I don't know how much better you can get to start off their career with a horse called Justify. So, yeah, this is a standout.
This filly should prove popular on the auction block.
Yes. Matoli's a stallion that is one of the rare horses that won grade 1s going sprinting and going distance. I think he was I don't think he was the horse of the year, but I think he was the sprinter of the year, right? When
Yeah.
he retired.
Yes, the year he won the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah.
He won the Breeders' Cup, and he stretched it out. He won the Met Mile at a mile. He won the 4-go at 7/8. I mean, the Churchill Downs Sprint at 7/8. The Count Fleet at 6 furlongs. So he was able to win at a lot of different distances. He was a real fast horse trained by Steve Asmussen, and I saw a lot of Matoli's I liked.
No, Matoli was bred by Brad Cox.
It was Brad Cox?
I'm almost positive.
I
I'll
thought it was
look
Steve
it up.
Asmussen.
I will.
But I saw a lot of Matoli's that I liked at the sales, the yearlings. Good looking horses, and they look fast. There seems like there's a lot of when you look at Matoli's pedigree, I think a lot of the Indian Charlie comes out. Indian Charlie was going back when Bob Beffert wore a white hat, not a black hat. He was a horse who got on the Derby Trail real quick, and he wasn't able to get the 1.25 miles, but he was super fast, and he's produced tons and tons of fast horses. And when you see him in the pedigree, you're usually going to see speed. But this filly is she's bred to run fast. She's an early foal, and 2-step salsas have been fast as well. That's a Florida stallion on the dam side. But there's a good chance that a horse like this is going to be red running early. It's Canadian bred, so it'll be probably racing up in Woodbine, and they open up in April. They don't usually run 2-year-old races till May, but they do run a lot of races there for Canadian breds. A lot of them. It's a lucrative program, and they don't run over the winter. But most of the Woodbine runs from late April all the way up till the first week in December. So you'll get a lot of chances, and there's tons of Ontario bred stake races, restricted stake races, and to be honest, they're just not great fields. So with this kind of filly, you'll have a chance of running for good money and good stakes program, and you're not going to have to beat Kentucky breds in those kind of races.
And a lot of them race in Kentucky during the off seasons too. So this horse should be racing for a lot of money wherever he goes. And Chuck, you were right. Asmussen did train this horse, so my apologies.
Yeah, he was a really really good horse, and these days you don't see a lot of top horses that win 10 races. Most horses, I mean, you got to be really good to win 10 races because he only raced as a 4-year-old. So,
and he's a half brother to Hot Rod Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, right. And the interesting thing was Hot Rod Charlie was really more of a distance horse than he was a sprinter. So, I mean, I like Matoli. I really do. I think he's going to be a good young early stallion. His first 2-year-olds are this year as well. So, we're going to find out off the bat. But I wouldn't be surprised if they came out running and were strong early in the season.
Yeah, I've looked at a lot of them in the sales. I think that, like you said, they're very, very attractive, and the reports I'm getting right now that people really, really like them.
Well, we've had
like that, that they're prodigy. So they're all getting broke right now, and people are very happy with them.
Well, so far we've had a great group this week.
Yeah. This is a solid group.
We got 2 more, right?
Two more, yeah. It's a nice
keep on
Ontario
getting some
bred.
stars,
I
yeah.
might have to
Keep
get
it
in
coming.
the mix for that one.
Quality
Look at this.
Road. Oh my! Another one.
There you go. Quality Road with lots of pedigree out of a Tappet mare who's a sister to a Grade 1 winner.
Yeah.
So you have, I mean, this is the kind of pedigree that you're looking for.
No one wants this horse. We could just go to the back.
Yeah,
and it's a gray filly. Yeah, just
this is
solid through and through. I mean, if you go down to the Fourth Dam, Northjet was a champion in France. Just horses, all kinds of Grade 1s. Obviously, Tella Kelly in the Second Dam won the Del Mar Debutante, which is a Grade 1 out in California. So, I mean, this is really strong.
Yeah. So the mom, Shadwell, who we should all know, but one of the sheiks, purchased the mom for $1 million. So the mom was $1 million, and again, this is all of their pedigrees. This horse has half brothers and sisters from Curlin to Warfront to Curlin to Candy Ride. And this horse is, pretty surprising because, it is a filly, and it sure seems like Shadwell was keeping the fillies for themselves, to keep them in the broodmare line. So this is a real gift, this horse right here.
Yeah, this is a high potential filly.
All right. Let's see who we're wrapping it up with. Oh,
I think that was it.
was that it? I must have
Unless
missed
it's
one.
2
earlier.
hours in a row.
I think you need to count.
It's the same one.
Are you sure that it's 10 and
Here
you
we
didn't
go.
short?
I
Oh,
must
you
have
missed
skipped
this
one earlier on.
Man,
Candy ride.
we skipped the candy ride.
He wanted that one for himself.
Yeah, Matt was doing something there.
Just trying to hide it.
I'll tell you what,
Well,
I don't know what's going on with Matt, but Matt's acting a little shady right now. This whole reveal.
I know, but Matt keeps
Downplaying everything.
putting up horses that are that are really strong pedigrees. Man, this one is Candy Ride, who's a great stallion, and out of a really really good mare, who won a bunch of races all over the East Coast. There's pedigree all the way back to the fourth dam. There's just every dam shows quality, and the asking for money is only had a couple foals, so the potential is certainly there for this to be a really good filly. It's a January foal too.
Yeah, this horse's name is Leisure Time. They named it. So the horse's
There you
name is Leisure Time. Interesting fact, the mom asking for money was a $750,000 purchase, and Windstar Farm owns it and still does, and they're the ones that are breeding this horse. And a matter of fact, they bred it to Constitution 2 years in a row, so
Wow.
which is one of their stallions.
Yeah. Windstar has bred a lot of really good horses.
Yeah, and they bred it to More Than Ready, the first horse, and that's their stallion too. So, again, for a company like Windstar to go out and buy a broodmare for $750 and breed it to their stallions, they're counting on something big happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a competitive week on Open Sea, because this is the strongest group of horses that we've seen yet.
Yeah, overall, from soup to nuts.
Yeah, for sure, and a lot of good fillies too. A lot of really strong fillies. So
Yeah, it seemed like a Philly week.
Yeah, and don't forget to change some of those purchase prices that came up empty, but they sold.
Yeah, I'll get them updated.
Yep. So I think that wraps everything up. As usual, the same schedule. We'll be posting that in the Discord. And good luck to everyone in the auctions.
all right, guys. Yeah, good luck,
Good luck.
everybody.
Take care.
Pleasure as always, fellas.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.